Welcome back, scribes. I hope your writing break has taken you here to feel the strength of holding back on shelling out another $50 on writing competitions. While I always check into each one, I make sure requirements are something that I follow very carefully. The reason? Most competitions are looking for completely refined writers, specific genres, who have spent years polishing their script into a diamond. That means these writers are ready to go. And I'm proudly not one of them yet. There's 3 big reasons why I don't submit to fellowships and competitions often. And here's why. 1, well, I don't feel like I'm ready. Now I get it. I should let them tell me I'm not ready. But the problem is, like applying for a job, you really don't know what's happening on the other side unless they give feedback bundled with the entry fee, or I can afford to get the feedback. I generally won't try submitting something I feel isn't ready. I don't want to spend the money to tell them that it isn't ready when I do feel it really isn't there yet. So don't rush it. I get it, 90% of my work will probably feel like it's not ready, but I think you usually know when you're pretty much there with your story, so trust your gut. 2, I also won't submit if I've only just finished writing my draft 0 as their deadline's rolling around. Call me crazy, but if you're submitting a script that's only just been finished, you haven't checked thoroughly for errors, plot holes, bad dialogue, and terrible character development. It's just not ready. This takes a lot of passes to get it to where it needs to be, so really take your time. And for me, it's a reason why if I haven't done my due diligence on those areas by rewriting those places and passes, I won't submit. No one wants to read your all over the place first draft, and unfortunately, even a fellowship is not going to pick you, even if they think that it's got potential, because the less work they need to do to get you ready and polished, the higher the chance of selling you as a success story and the better chances you have. I mean, they can't give you 10 years of experience in 3 months of a fellowship of coursework, and that means you have to know that you have to do multiple rewriting passes. 3, back to not feeling ready. If I can't get through writing, I'm still not pushing through the hardest parts. To me, if I'm not suffering enough to have cranked out a script, I'm not at my peak. If I'm not on a schedule and I'm making my biggest writing mistakes, submitting blindly to competitions and fellowships when they haven't even proven myself, when I haven't even proven myself, to myself, how can I actually figure that my body of work is going to reflect this? So if you listen to a great writer talk about their writing history, they'll say that they've written over 40 scripts. I've heard someone who's not even represented but won many competitions say he's written about 60. Honestly, now I write scripts, and if I have time for something that will fit this competition that's coming up and I'm already happy with it, it's so much easier to enjoy applying. I'm not doing too much work to it to get it really prepared. And at a mere actual 10 or so that I've completed, bad and good, this isn't really nearly enough, in my opinion, to have written out all my flaws. So it doesn't mean that I'm not making progress every year. I see my writing grow and I love it. But it's money badly spent if I keep paying for fees for a competition that actually has writers who have worked hard enough redrafting their script to put out a polished one. The misconception with writers is that it should be easy once you get over the writer's block or fear of failing long enough to put words onto paper, but it really takes years to get this craft down and properly format it and naturally and uniquely tell your story. Why the person submitting without checking grammar and a few character arcs a few years ago was getting rejected left and right, I thought I was in the total wrong career. I mean, I was so bad, I was writing my spec weeks before to submit it, and now I'm taking the time to enjoy writing my specs at a pace where I can figure out and break the story. And I know that this is a luxury that I won't have in the future when I'm being paid to do it. So let that sink in if you're already terrible at deadlines. So glad I got that out. I hope this makes you think a little bit more about your competition process. Now get back to writing.